The year is 1066. England, a kingdom on the edge of Europe, stands at a crossroads. This small yet significant island nation is about to become the epicenter of a monumental power struggle that will echo through the ages. Edward the Confessor, a pious and aging king, lies on his deathbed. His reign, marked by religious devotion and relative peace, is drawing to a close, leaving a vacuum of power that many are eager to fill. His passing ignites a firestorm of ambition and sets in motion a chain of events that will forever alter the course of English history. The nobles and knights, once united under Edward's rule, now find themselves divided and embroiled in heated discussions about the future of their kingdom. For the throne of England is vacant, and three powerful figures lay claim to it. Each claimant brings with them a unique set of strengths, ambitions, and justifications for their right to rule. Harold Godwinson, a wealthy and influential English earl, stands ready to seize the crown. Known for his military prowess and political acumen, Harold is a formidable contender. His claim rests on his blood ties to the royal family and his election by the Witenagemot, the Anglo-Saxon Council of Nobles. This council, composed of the most powerful men in the kingdom, has chosen Harold as their king, believing he is the best candidate to defend England from external threats. Yet, across the English Channel, two rivals watch and wait, their ambitions fueled by the promise of conquest. They see England as a prize worth fighting for, a land rich in resources and strategic importance. William, Duke of Normandy, a cunning and ruthless leader, asserts his own right to the English throne. His claim is based on a promise he believes was made to him by Edward the Confessor, a pledge that he intends to honor by any means necessary. He claims Edward promised him the kingdom, a pledge made years earlier. This promise, whether real or imagined, has become the cornerstone of William's justification for his invasion. His ambition is matched only by his determination to enforce his claim, by force if necessary. William begins to gather his forces, preparing for a massive invasion that he hopes will secure his place on the English throne. And then there is Harald Hardrada, the Viking king of Norway. A warrior of legendary repute, Hardrada is driven by a desire to expand his empire and reclaim what he believes is his rightful inheritance. Hardrada, a descendant of earlier Viking rulers of England, sees an opportunity to revive ancient claims and add England to his growing Scandinavian empire. His warriors, seasoned and fierce, are ready to follow him into battle. The stage is set for a three-way struggle, a clash of crowns that will determine the fate of England. As these three powerful leaders prepare for war, the people of England brace themselves for the turmoil and bloodshed that is sure to come. The Battle of Hastings will not just decide who wears the crown, but will shape the future of the nation for generations to come. As Harold Godwinson consolidates his hold on the English throne, danger looms in the north. The newly crowned king faces his first significant challenge, a test that will determine the stability of his reign and the future of England. Harald Hardrada, the formidable king of Norway, true to his word, launches a lightning raid on the English coast. His ambitions are clear: to seize the English crown for himself and expand his dominion. Landing in the north, Hardrada's Viking fleet sails up the River Ouse, bringing fire and sword to the English countryside. Villages are pillaged, homes are burned, and the once peaceful lands are thrown into chaos and despair. The news of the Viking invasion reaches Harold in the south. The urgency of the situation cannot be overstated. Harold knows that his response must be swift and decisive to counter this threat to his fledgling reign. He must act swiftly and decisively to counter this threat to his fledgling reign. Harold gathers his trusted advisors and begins to strategize. Every moment counts as he prepares his forces for the arduous journey north. Gathering his forces, Harold marches north at a grueling pace, determined to confront Hardrada and defend his kingdom. The march is relentless, testing the endurance and resolve of his men. They know the stakes are high, and failure is not an option. The two armies clash at Stamford Bridge, near York, in a battle that will test Harold's mettle and the strength of his English forces. The battlefield is a scene of chaos and bloodshed, with both sides fighting fiercely for victory. The Vikings, confident in their reputation as fierce warriors, are caught off guard by the speed and ferocity of Harold's attack. The element of surprise is on Harold's side, and he uses it to his full advantage. The Battle of Stamford Bridge is a resounding victory for Harold Godwinson. His tactical brilliance and the bravery of his men have secured a crucial win. The English forces stand triumphant, their spirits lifted by this hard-fought success. Hardrada, the Viking king, falls in battle, his dreams of an English kingdom dashed on the banks of the River Derwent. His death marks the end of the Viking threat in the north, at least for now. The surviving Vikings are routed, their long ships burning on the River Ouse. The once mighty invaders are now in full retreat, their ambitions shattered by Harold's decisive action. Harold has proven his strength and secured his northern border, but his triumph is short-lived. The victory at Stamford Bridge is a testament to his leadership, but it also leaves his forces exhausted and depleted. A new threat, far more dangerous, is about to emerge in the south. As Harold and his men recover from their recent battle, news arrives of another invasion. This time, it is William of Normandy, a formidable adversary with his own claim to the English throne. The stage is set for another epic confrontation, one that will determine the fate of England. Across the English Channel, William, Duke of Normandy, watches and waits. The waves crash against the shore, a constant reminder of the distance between him and his destiny. His eyes, sharp and determined, scan the horizon, filled with thoughts of conquest and glory. News of Edward the Confessor's death reaches him, fueling his ambition. The messenger's breathless arrival and the urgent unrolling of the parchment signal the beginning of a new chapter in William's life. The words on the scroll are more than just news, they are a call to action. He believes the English throne is rightfully his, a belief strengthened by his claim of Edward's promise. The royal seal he holds is not just a symbol of authority, but a beacon of his destiny. William is no stranger to power or ambition. His regal attire and authoritative pose reflect a life spent in the pursuit of greatness. From a young age, he has been groomed for leadership. As the illegitimate son of the previous Duke of Normandy, he fought tooth and nail to claim his inheritance. His journey was fraught with challenges, each battle a test of his resolve. He is a shrewd strategist, a ruthless leader, and a man accustomed to getting what he wants. His stern gaze and commanding presence on horseback are a testament to his military prowess. The death of Edward the Confessor presents William with a golden opportunity, a chance to expand his power and add the Kingdom of England to his domain. The empty throne room symbolizes the void he aims to fill. He begins to gather his forces, assembling an army of Norman knights, mercenaries, and adventurers, all eager for a share of the spoils of war. The clinking of armor and the sharpening of swords echo through the camp. But William's ambitions extend beyond mere conquest. The map of England, marked with territories, is not just a battlefield, but a canvas for his vision. His advisors, gathered around him, listen intently as he outlines his plans. He envisions a Norman England, a kingdom transformed by Norman laws, customs, and language. The interactions between Norman soldiers and local villagers hint at the cultural changes to come. He sees himself as a conqueror, but also as a reformer, a bringer of order and stability to a land he believes is ripe for the taking. As he leads his troops on horseback, his vision extends beyond the battlefield. The land of England, with its rich history and diverse people, is the stage upon which William will leave his indelible mark. The die is cast. William lands at Pevensey. Summer turns to autumn, and the winds shift in William's favor. His fleet, assembled at the mouth of the River Dives, awaits the right moment to set sail. Finally, with a favorable wind filling their sails, William's ships cross the English Channel, landing at Pevensey Bay on the southern coast of England. The Norman invasion has begun. William's forces disembark, their arrival unopposed. The English fleet, believing the threat of invasion has passed, is caught off guard, leaving the south coast vulnerable to William's ambitions. William wastes no time in establishing a foothold in English soil. He orders his men to construct a wooden Motte and Bailey castle at Pevensey, a temporary fortification that will serve as a base of operations for his campaign. From his newly established stronghold, William unleashes his forces, raiding the surrounding countryside, seizing supplies, and terrorizing the local populace. His message is clear. William is here to stay, and he is prepared to fight for every inch of English soil. Race to Hastings, Harold's fateful march. News of William's landing reaches Harold Godwinson, fresh from his victory over the Vikings in the north. He faces a stark choice: remain in the north and consolidate his power, or march south and confront the Norman threat head-on. Harold chooses the latter. He knows that to secure his kingdom, he must defeat William and drive the Normans back into the sea. Leaving a portion of his army in the north to guard against further Viking incursions, Harold gathers his remaining forces and begins the long march south. The journey is arduous, covering over 200 miles in just a matter of days. Harold's men are weary from their previous campaign, but they are driven by loyalty to their king and the defense of their homeland. As Harold marches south, he receives reports of William's movements. The Norman Duke is consolidating his position in the south, gathering supplies, and rallying support among those disaffected with Harold's rule. The two armies are on a collision course, their paths converging on a fateful hilltop near Hastings. As the sun rises on the morning of October 14, 1066, the stage is set for a battle that will determine the future of England. Harold Godwinson's exhausted army takes position on Senlac Hill, forming a shield wall, their last line of defense against the Norman invaders. Across the field, William the Conqueror surveys his forces. His knights, archers, and infantry, though outnumbered, are well rested and ready for the fight ahead. William knows that this day will either crown him king or end his ambitions forever. The battle begins with a barrage of arrows from the Norman archers, followed by a charge from the cavalry. Harold's men hold their ground, their shield wall proving formidable. But William's strategic brilliance soon comes into play. He orders a feigned retreat, drawing the English soldiers out of their defensive positions. Seizing the opportunity, the Normans counterattack. Chaos ensues on the battlefield as the English lines break. Harold fights valiantly, but a stray arrow finds its mark, striking him down. With their king fallen, the English forces crumble. Pause 2s. William's victory is complete. The Battle of Hastings marks the beginning of Norman rule in England, forever altering its history. William the Conqueror's strategic genius and the unyielding determination of his troops have secured his place in the annals of history as one of the most formidable leaders and conquerors. The landscape of England is changed forever as castles rise and a new order is established. William's triumph at Hastings is not just a military victory, it is a turning point that shapes the destiny of a nation. And so, on that fateful hilltop near Hastings, the course of English history is rewritten, with William the Conqueror's legacy etched into its very foundation. Stay tuned for more historical insights and stories that shaped our world. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to never miss an update. Thank you for watching.